Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're diving into something huge, eating for a healthy heart. But forget about those crazy long lists of foods you can't have. Instead, we're going to focus on a powerful shift in your thinking that makes healthy eating feel totally natural, not like some kind of punishment.
Whenever a doctor says you need to eat healthier for your heart, this is the question, right? It's the very first thing that pops into our heads. Our brains immediately jump to everything we have to give up, everything that's suddenly off the table.
But here's the thing. What if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? The real secret to a heart-healthy life isn't about focusing on a list of forbidden foods. It's all about reframing the conversation and asking yourself one simple question. Is this choice I'm about to make a beneficial one for my body?
Okay, so what is making a beneficial choice even mean in the real world? Well, the magic word here is sustainability. This isn't about some miserable diet you can only stand for a week. It's about finding choices you can actually live with and enjoy for the long haul.
It really just comes down to a simple three-part checklist. First, what's the food itself? Second, how is it cooked? And number three, and listen, this might be the most important one, do you actually like it? I mean, come on, if you can't stand kale, forcing yourself to eat it every day, that's just not going to last, right? The whole point is to find a new lifestyle you love, not a temporary torture plan.
All right, so our first practical tip? It's a total game changer. And the best part is, you don't have to get rid of the foods you love. You just rearrange them.
For a lot of us, especially where rice or bread is a huge part of every meal, this is where we all get stuck, isn't it? We hear, cut your carbs, but what does that really mean? And get this, you might be shocked to hear that for many of us, just 5 spoonfuls of rice can be plenty, as long as the rest of your plate is set up the right way. So here's the visual for that perfect balance. You might have heard of it as the My Plate model. Look at this. A full half of your plate should be veggies. I mean, half. The other half gets split right down the middle between your protein and your carbohydrates. The new rule is simple. Vegetables get top billing.
What this really means is we have to flip the script on how we think about meals. In a truly healthy meal, the protein and all those vegetables are the stars of the show. Your rice, your potatoes, your pasta, they're not the main event anymore. They're the backup dancers, the side dish.
Okay, and check out this genius little trick to make this all happen almost without thinking. First, try eating a piece of fruit before your main meal. It'll help curb that initial intense hunger. Then, when you build your plate, load up half of it with vegetables, add your protein, and only then, at the very end, grab your serving of carbs. By that point, you're already starting to feel full from all the good stuff, so you naturally control how much you take. It's brilliant.
And that protein on your plate, oh, it's a superhero doing double duty. It's not just for helping you build muscle if you work out. It's also the key to what we call satiety. That feeling of being full and satisfied. Getting enough protein actually tells your brain, hey, we're good here, which is a huge help in avoiding those junk food cravings later.
Okay, moving on to our next big strategy. And honestly, this one could change everything for you. It's all about realizing you don't have to change the menu, just the cooking method. All right, let's not beat around the bush here. Eating a ton of deep-fried food is directly connected to plaque building up in your arteries. It's one of the biggest, clearest risks you can take with your heart health. Period. But here's the great news. The flip side is just as powerful. Just by switching things up, steaming your food, boiling it, or trying a cool technique like pepes, where food is steamed in leaves, you are actively protecting your heart. It's a simple swap that makes a massive difference.
Hey, no, this does not mean your food has to be boring. Not at all. So instead of that greasy fried chicken, think about a beautiful, hearty chicken soup with tender boiled chicken in it. Or instead of fried fish, you could make an amazing pepes, where the fish is steamed with all these incredible herbs and spices. You get all the flavor with none of the bad stuff.
Okay, so we've sorted out our main meals, but what about that tricky time between meals? Yep, it's time to talk about snacks and how to make them work for you, not against you.
This is super simple. It's all about one-for-one swaps. So when you get that craving for something crunchy and salty, ditch the fried nuts and grab some raw almonds or seeds instead. And when that afternoon sugar craving hits, instead of reaching for candy, go for a handful of dried fruit, or even better, a fresh apple. They hit the spot and are actually good for you.
And listen, you can still crush those big cravings without caving. You're dying for ice cream? Try this. You're going to love it. Just take chunks of your favorite sweet fruit, melon and papaya work great, and freeze them solid. Then toss them in a blender and whiz it up until it's smooth and creamy. Seriously, it's an amazing sweet frozen dessert with absolutely no added sugar.
And here's another awesome idea, especially if you're super busy. Grab a jar and just layer in some rolled oats, a bit of yogurt, and some chopped fruit. Pop it in the fridge overnight, and in the morning, you've got this incredible, almost cake-like breakfast or snack ready to go. It's a lifesaver for those crazy mornings.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. We've talked about rearranging your plate, changing how you cook, snacking smarter, but what does it all lead to? Well, it leads to the most powerful change of all, actually building a healthy palate. This quote, this really gets to the heart of the matter. It's from someone who made these exact changes, and they said, "Eventually, my tastes changed. That unhealthy food is just not food anymore." Just let that sink in. The end game isn't a life where you're constantly fighting temptation.
The real goal, the real win, isn't about using willpower to force yourself to eat better. It's about actually changing what you want to eat. You are literally retraining your taste buds until reaching for the healthy stuff becomes the easiest, most natural, and honestly, the most delicious choice.
And that right there is why all of this matters so much. Every one of these small choices, the veggies on your plate, steaming instead of frying, grabbing that apple, it's like making a deposit in your most important bank account. Think about it. You only have one heart. Treating it right is hands down the best long-term investment you will ever make.
So I want to leave you with a question. This isn't about some massive, scary overhaul of your life tomorrow. It's about one small thing. What is one beneficial choice you're going to make for your heart today? Thanks for listening.